Hello and welcome to sovereignrpg. I am Sovereign. Today we are going to be talking about this absolute monstrosity. Now, like, this is the carrier. This is the carrier that you're going to use to carry around buggies. This is the end game vehicle of end game vehicles. It's basically what you aim for, you strive for to have as an end game guild. Now, I say guild because you can't really, you can. If you're on a dead server, you can. You can use this as a solo player. You can carry around your buggies and stuff. And you can carry around your Sandcrawlers. So you can do that stuff solo. You just pick it up, you drop it off, you land, blah, blah, blah. But I would definitely not recommend using this as a solo player if you have more than one person in your server. If someone finds you, they're going to blow you out the sky. Now, you can also have your... For instance, you can have your little shippy ship, your Scout Ornithopter with the rockets. You can have that pocketed and you can land and jump out, but it's just going to be a sitting target if you do actually have it. So I would recommend only ever using this if you have more than 3 people. 1 person to fly this and 2 in Scout Ornithopters and to jump out the Scout Ornithopter into the Sandcrawler or the vehicle. There will be some footage later on of us actually doing it, but I'm just going to show you how to use this vehicle right now. I'm actually going to show you real quick the... where is it over here? I'll show you real quick the Sandcrawler. This absolute vacuum evil looking thing right here. It just looks like a bloody old Dyson. But this guy here is what you use in the end game to gather as much spice as humanly bloody possible. And it gathers a lot. Even on the medium veins, you're looking at about 10 to 20, 25,000 from a medium spice flow. And if there's no large ones about, because in the video I'm going to show you where we're doing it, there was actually no large spice flows at all with the big worm, so we had to run around just grabbing this stuff. So I'm just going to move this guy. It has quite a slow movement speed. We have a little bit of a... I have to squeeze this bad boy through this thing here. So it doesn't move that fast, and when you're turning, it has quite a slow turning angle. So you have to kind of go around and like moving forward and turning is a little bit more difficult than most vehicles you have in the game. Please bear that in mind when you're doing it. So we're going to quickly go and grab the, I just did a respec. We're going to quickly grab the carrier, and I'm going to show you how to pick up vehicles with it. Now I'll show you in the footage later on about how it goes down and how we do it as we're running around. But this bad boy is actually super slow. I mean, it's not the slowest in the world, considering that you can't do certain things while doing it. So when you're flying around, say for instance you're flying up in the sky, you can use your glide to go into a speedier mode and blah 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 in your vulture mode. You can't use that while picking up a vehicle. Now when you're actually in the carrier, you can hold down C and you're going to have this reticule. Now you'll see that there's a big circle reticule over the top of the Sandcrawler there. Now if you don't have a vehicle, it's just a small circle. So when you get in range of the vehicle, you're holding the C down, you let go, and it picks up your Sandcrawler or your buggy. You can use either or. Now when you're flying over to the place that you want to do it, say there's a little spice mine flow over here. Now I'm going to do this in a PV area because there's a few people that want to kill us over here, because we did have a fight yesterday where we killed them all, and I managed to get away with the carrier and the spice crawler, and our scouts managed to kill them all. So when you're actually going to drop this, you're going to press C and you're going to have a little reticule on the floor. Then you're going to let go of C and it will slowly drop it down to the floor. Now you can also hold shift to quick release it and drop it really quickly. Now it doesn't do any damage when that vehicle is falling. And when we were going around and doing the spice flow, because there's certain points where whatchamacallit, I'll put some recording in the background, where as soon as you drop him down, you start mowing up, you'll get the worms on you. We didn't have thumpers on us at the time, so it was a bit of a nightmare that we didn't go, and we went out there and someone forgot the bloody thumpers. So you'll see in the background that I'm just hovering over as it's moving, and we're going across the entire area. While he's going around in circles, I have the reticule over the top of him. Now this does take a lot of power. So you're going to have quite a few of the large batteries on you at the time, so you can fill up and fill up and fill up. Now I carried around 4, and that was enough to get us about 50k spice sand from I think it was like 2 and a bit medium nodes. But yeah, just going over, floating over it and grabbing it, and you can move along with it. But you cannot use your vulture mode. But you can, however, use your booster. So it's definitely something that you want to pick up, so you can use your booster. And the booster actually goes to about 140 kilometers an hour, which isn't that bad really, considering you're carrying this thing. Now you make sure you're going to be worrying about your temp on the right hand side there. That temperature, once it gets to about 95%, you want to just press Q to get it off. So you're going to press Q to go forward, and when you get to about 95%, you're going to want to turn the queue off and it slows it down. Now there is something I want to add as you're going in here. Do not quick release on top of the pentashields because it will just stand on top. Make sure to lower it below. So I don't know if I can show you it and see if it does it. Is it going to do it? Yep. You see how if you quick release, it lands on top of the actual pentashield. So you got to be careful with that and make sure that you're just press C to. You can just press C to lower it and C to just grab it up. You can be really quick if you go really good with your eyes and you haven't got this thing down. You can actually fly past really fast. So and you can grab as you're going along. You just press C again to drop it down, so and you can just drop it. If it's below the pentashield, then you can just let go as it's below the pentashield. But you just got to be really careful with it. Now in the background, you're going to be seeing, well, I'm going to just kind of over talk what we got going on in this video. We've got these, I'm lowering the Sandcrawler down to the sand, and there's different patterns you can do. You can do the motor lawn pattern where you go backwards and forwards. There is a little bit of a turn thing there, but what I would recommend, if I get back in this carrier right here, what I'd recommend for the turning circle, if you're doing it the same way that I do it, and you are just picking up, you're following it as you're going around. When you're turning it around, say for instance, let's just drop this bad boy over here so we can see better. We'll do it on top of here. We'll do it on top of the base. Let's just lower you down. And if you just press C, it will bring up the reticule with it anyway. So we're going to be lowering that down. And you want the Sandcrawler to end up facing in that direction. But he's facing that direction. It takes him a while to turn around. So you just press C, you pick him up, you turn him around quick, and you drop him again. And that will turn the direction of the way that the Sandcrawler goes, and it's just a little bit of an extra bonus of how quickly you can get it to turn around. Now back further in this video, there's going to be a little bit of in the background where we're about to get attacked and where the rockets come flying in as I'm flying and picking up we were just waiting in point. So this guy started shooting and I just ended up boosting away. I make sure to go up and down because the missiles are not heat seeking. They kind of like they dip and then go forward, and sometimes they can flip up, sometimes they go down, sometimes it kind of feels like there is a little bit of an auto aim there, but it's not quite 100%. And then I just use the booster to go up and down, make sure that he only hits me like twice. It is such a big vehicle that it is actually pretty easy. I'm surprised that he wasn't able to do more damage than he did, but we got out of that fight pretty well and there was not much of an issue there. And when we were going through, and at the end of it, we ended up with a significant amount of spice sand. There was quite a lot of spice sand there. We ended up getting out with about 50k spice sand, which if we're using this bad boy over here, let's go quickly have a quick look. We got the large spice refinery. There's a lot of space in here. We haven't really got much going on. We've got the vehicle and large ore refineries and stuff. But we got the 25% bonus off right now, so it's actually less spice sand. So it is normally 10k. Now it's 7,500 spice sand to make 200 spice melange with 56k water. Now if we're putting in, so 50k got us over 1,000 spice melange, which is really nice because then we can now use that spice melange back in the base to build the large spice refinery, sorry, in our main base with that 1,000 spice melange. We can also start building our bigger things, so we don't have to completely all the time have to run out and build this base out here. It is much better because the cost is half. It's 50% to build these things over here. It's also with at the moment when we have the 25%, if we go to the Landsrad right now, we do have this one over here, the Chown refining, not refining one, sorry, the production contract, which crafting costs are reduced by 25%. That also includes all of the pieces to build your, for instance, your rock carrier wings. There, I got quite a load of those. They're dropping it this week in our server for a deep desert. There's a lot of these are dropping. They're okay. They're about the same. It's just a little bit more. It limits renewability, but it says that it gives you more speed, but it doesn't actually give you more speed. If you look, it's 140 and the turn rating is 2.0. So you have like, it's just, I don't understand. It's lower than the standard wing. So for me, I don't understand that. I might be just misreading something there. I haven't actually tested the wings out themselves, but it doesn't seem to be right. But you can actually craft these for 25% less, all of the pieces. So if you do get that chone bonus, getting that carrier and the Sandcrawler, which they cost us quite a significant amount over here. I mean, you're looking at like 75 plus minute just for a tail hull. You need 2 tail hulls, 2 side hulls. You need 8 wings. So it does build up a little bit. So you got the main hull, which is just 1 point, but you need 2 of the tail and 2 of the side hulls with a generator, the engine, etc., etc. You need quite a lot, and there's 42 spice melange each piece. it does work out to be over 1,000 plastanium ingots and over 1,000 spice melange in general, how much it costs, because the wings themselves, even though it doesn't cost that much, if you're building 8 of them, it does go up to about the same amount as a standard piece over here. So you've got 41, 42. This one's only 42, and you've got the engine, which is probably the most expensive part. Or maybe it is... the 61 spice melange for the Ornithopter thruster, which is what costs the bit more than it is. And you're looking at the Sandcrawler, which is around about the same. You do have to get the treads. There's only 2 treads on it. You need to make the PSU, the vacuum, the engine. It doesn't cost as much because you don't need all of the amounts of things. Where is... Did I not pick up... Oh my god, I left the Sandcrawler outside. That's not good. If a storm comes over, it would just absolutely melt that, and my guildmates will not be a happy bunny. Why didn't I... Did I not drop it in there? Or did I put it... Did I park it back in there? Am I losing my bloody mind? Is it still outside? It is still outside. I thought I drove it back inside. God, I'm losing my mind. I better go and pick that up and put that back inside. But before I do that, I'll just... Actually, I completely forgot. I'm just going into my own world here. We're going inside of the vehicle over here. So when you're actually going along the spice sand, there is a little bit of an issue. You'll see in part of the video that I put in the background here, where if you go over the lip of a dune, that's why the large spice flows are the best thing to do with it, because it's flat when you're going through this. So it doesn't have as much trouble picking up the stuff. But when you're going along, you press C, and that will put down forward the vacuum, and then you just move forward, and you kind of don't want to hold the W down because it doesn't pick up everything. So you want to be going a little bit slow. Just feather tap it while you're going around, and you can turn, and just it's better turning when you have a little bit of speed. So if you move up a little bit of speed, then you can turn with it. So like, I mean, if you're in slow, it kind of just throws on the spot and you press W and it only turns. So when you have to go forward a little bit, get to a certain speed, then you can turn it as you're going around. Just feather tap that W as you're going around and press C again to lift it up. If you get picked up by the carrier, you're also going to, that's automatically going to go back up. And when you get landed, you have to put it back down again. So please remember that. And that's basically everything we have on the Sandcrawler and the Carrier Ornithopter. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to deal with. You don't have to worry so much about the worms and stuff. If you have thumpers, it's actually pretty easy to deal with. And you can just like float, as you see in the video in the background as I'm doing right now. You can float above with your C, just follow him around and just grab him, and like it doesn't move fast enough that you can't continuously always keep that over. And remember that you can actually turn the guy around much quicker if you just pick him up and turn him around in a direction. So if you have your guy facing in a direction of it, and we got that landed in there, that's nice, that's all good. And then you bring it home and you have an absolute crap ton of spice melange. I hope this was able to help you. I hope you found it interesting. I want to thank you all for watching. Remember to like and sub for all your survival gaming goodness. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.